On behalf of Missouri's Department of Natural Resources and Missouri State Parks, I want to welcome you to the virtual public meeting for Cuivre River State Park. The park is located just east of Troy, Missouri in Lincoln County. I am Jason Harrison, the park superintendent, and let me first start by giving you some history on how Cuivre River State Park came to be. The area around where Cuivre River State Park is located was once all farmland. For decades, this area had been clear-cut and poor farming practices employed. It was the goal of the National Park Service to purchase ground and restore land for recreation and preservation. In 1934, the National Park Service began purchasing ground here, and work began soon thereafter. As part of President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal plan, the Civilian Conservation Corps, also known as the CCCs, was tasked with the construction work. In 1935, their crews began making roads and building structures. Some of the more notable structures built by the CCCs is the Stone Bridge over Little Sugar Creek, the Stone Picnic Shelter, and 3 large group camps: Camp Cuivre, Camp Sherwood, and Camp Darracot, all of which are still in use to this day. Camp Darracot was the first camp in the state of Missouri specifically built for black girls to go camping. Camp Sherwood still retains 53 of the original buildings and structures from when it first opened for use in 1937. From 1934 to 1946, the area was run by the National Park Service as a recreation area. On November 8, 1946, President Harry S. Truman signed a letter transferring Cuivre River Recreation Area to the state, thus creating Cuivre River State Park. Fast forward to the present. Cuivre River State Park now consists of 6,468 acres and is among the largest of state parks in Missouri and has around 700,000 visitors each year on average. Cuivre River State Park offers its visitors and guests a truly unique experience. While the park is located in what is considered northeast Missouri, the park's geography and makeup resemble that of what you would expect to see in the Ozarks. Rugged limestone bluffs, densely wooded valleys and hillsides, rocky glades, spring-fed creeks, and remnants of prairie all can be found within the park. The mission of Missouri State Parks is to preserve and interpret the state's most outstanding natural landscapes and cultural landmarks, and to provide outstanding recreational opportunities compatible with those resources. The natural resources and cultural landscapes located within the park are truly treasures. Around 2,777 acres are in dedicated wild areas, which are managed as wild areas for solitude and primitive recreation. There are also 3 natural areas within the park consisting of 1,968 acres. Natural areas are protected areas that are of the highest quality remaining examples of the state's natural plant and animal communities. Cuivre River State Park offers a multitude of recreational opportunities. The park has around 42 miles of hiking trails, 18 of which are shared equestrian trails. The trail system allows the user to see and experience a large variety of natural communities and geological features spread out over many square miles. Lake Lincoln, which is 55 acres in size, provides ample opportunities for fishing, kayaking, and canoeing. On the north end of the lake is our newly renovated swim beach, which is now fully ADA accessible to allow safe access to all. The park also has 2 campgrounds. The main campground offers 100 campsites from basic to water, sewer, electric sites. The equestrian campground has 14 sites dedicated to equestrian users only. Another recreational opportunity we are very happy to now have is our newly constructed Leroy D. Browngardt Archery Complex. We partnered with the Union Sportsmen's Alliance and constructed the complex, where there are now 5 dedicated shooting lanes with distances from 10 yards to 50 yards and an elevated tower to simulate shooting from a tree stand. The entire range is ADA accessible. Cuivre River State Park operates with a staff of 8 full-time employees and up to 6 part-time seasonal employees and many wonderful volunteers. The park's law enforcement is provided by the Missouri State Park Rangers. Some of the major accomplishments park staff achieved this year were renovations to Camp Darracott, which include installation of new water heaters, a newly renovated commercial kitchen, air conditioning units in all the sleeping barracks, and new water and sewer lines were installed. We also completed a renovation of the commercial kitchen in Camp Cuivre. And as mentioned earlier, we completed construction of the fully ADA accessible Leroy D. Brown Archery Complex. Future projects include all new water heaters to be installed in Camp Sherwood, exterior painting of the buildings in Camp Darracott, extensive trail maintenance, prescribed burns, and invasive removal. A $2.3 million campground improvement project is also planned via a revenue bond, which will add a new 30 campsite loop that offers 50 amp electric service with water and sewer. Missouri State Parks funding is provided by receiving half of the 0.1% park soils and water tax. This provides parks with around 75% of our funding, and the remaining 25% is achieved from revenue generated within the parks. If you have any questions or would just like to learn more about the park, I encourage you to stop by the Visitor Center, or you can find our webpage at mostateparks.com. There you can also be kept up to date on what is going on at the park, and you can also find the park status map, which will notify you of specific closings and other information that may impact your visit to any state park. We also encourage you to like and follow us on Facebook. Thank you for watching our virtual public meeting presentation. Please feel free to share this link with your family and friends. We welcome your feedback, as this video will be posted for comments until the end of the month. If you have any questions, the park site contact information is listed in the video description for your convenience.